We are all in training, and we are so thankful to be here today. After tree planting today, I was getting my energy up eating some gummy worms. So we got to get so excited for Earth Day. This is a celebration, and we need to make sure that we have a fun time. I'm talking to you from Sorrento, BC, in the Secwepemc Nation, in the unceded territory of the Secwepemc people. And I want to tell you some stories. I want you to make sure you've got some recycling paper, the kind you can write on the other side of, and a pen so you can write down some ideas ready for Friday, for Earth Day, and have a good time. I want to tell you a little bit about me, in that I grew up in Saskatchewan beside a lake, and it changed over the years that I lived there. I have been oh so busy from going from one lake to the next in northern Saskatchewan, northern British Columbia, into the Northwest Territories and the Yukon, just having a good time with kids and trying to encourage everyone to be Earth helpers. So in 1990, when Earth Day Canada first started, we actually registered at Haldane in Chase, BC. And so for 32 years now, all the kids and the parents have been wonderful Earth helpers. So every year we would have a great big assembly, and we would sing "O Canada" and the welcome song done by our local First Nations language teachers, culture workers, and the kids with their drums. And they would sing, it was Cook's Jam, Cookbee, which means thank you, Creator. Thank you for for everything, the water, the animals, the people, everyone and everything. So I want you to think about being Earth helpers like we were. And we would help all kinds of birds and bats and fish and salmon, and we would study about everything local and think global, because that's what you were supposed to do if you were in Green Kids. Green Kids Club? Well, some people said, what do you got to be a green kid? You have to come from, are you an alien if you're green? We had all kinds of jokes, and that was so much fun. So, there was local groups that wanted to help us. We had lots of salmon to study about. We sure did at the Adams River, the Adams River Salmon Society, and the foresters planting trees with my good friend, Dr. Fish. We would the HCTF, and we'd study our BC biodiversity, and we would have all kinds of challenges. We would ask the school, everybody, how are you going to help the water one year? Or we would say, how are we going to teach about invasive species? And there was a whole musical production. It was wonderful. And there was bat houses, bird houses, bee houses, all kinds of things. Murals on the side of the school. We had one that was, "We are making a difference," and it had all those things painted. And then we had another one on BC biodiversity, and there was salmon in the middle. And there was art and writing contests and bigger challenges too. Bigger, like EMG, an environmental mind grind, kind of like when you study about books, but it was all to do with environment. And we had, what's behind me, all this, that's when we got new garbage trucks in Chase, the double-sided kind that had recycling on one side and garbage on the other side. And we got to go visit uptown. They gave us cookies too. It was good. So the incredible waste race and recycling. And right now I want you to put your thinking caps on. Because, and Jenny, you might get a prize out of this too, or somebody might. And so, what do you think? We made all kinds of games. We played with our big buddies. We had board games. They were like snakes and ladder games and what you could do. But this is your question. Are you ready? What can you think of? Brainstorm right now. See if you can put it in chat how many things you can put for using a quarter no, this would be a third of you can do a whole math lesson on egg cartons. Lots of games, using lots of different things. And there's going to be another question right away. You might win a prize. We had to teach all kinds of R words, 3 R words: reduce, reuse, recycle. And how many other R words can you think of? Oh, I had fun with that today. Planting trees over on the North Shore over here. And so, did you see it? Did you see it? It was in there. The answer for the most important R, the most important R is to rethink. Rethink what you're doing and what you're buying and what you're using and where it's going to go afterwards. Is it going to be in the compost or the garbage? Or teaching your parents was part of Green Kids too. And so 32 years later, all the parents are running the show this year. It's going to be lots of fun. They're even making dandelion cookies. Can you believe it? So now I want to tell you the best ever, easiest kind of activity to work on with your kids, and it's to make seed bombs. Have you ever heard of that? Well, don't be the guerrilla kind. Guerrilla gardeners throw their stuff around and make some mess. Sometimes it doesn't grow. Invasive species, they will spread everywhere. And so if you're making pledges with your kids and we have all kinds of scrap paper left over, you're going to be able to make seed bombs because it's written on both sides. You want to use that paper. I want you to have 1 ice cream pail. This is a recipe. Are you writing it down? You're going to tear up that paper. Little kids are going to tear up that paper really small. It'll take them a long time. You got to talk about why you're doing this and you're repurposing it. And you're not going to, they might make a mess, but it'll be fun to clean up too. So all your paper in the bucket, it should be full. Then you're going to get some liquid. And I like to use red tea made out of hibiscus or raspberries. And once you got all that torn up in there and you're getting, it takes a while. Anyhow, then they're going to mash it. They might mash it or use a stick, mash it, make it good. You can leave it for 2 or 3 days. It can sit there. It'll get all soft. And then you want wildflower seeds. Make sure you know what kind it is because it's Latin. I didn't know what it said. And Stephanie's going to teach you lots about invasive species, but you really do need to check what you're doing and where you're treading and where it's going. So after this sits for a couple of days or however long, you're going to drain as much as you can. Then you're going to get the kids to, it has to be all mixed with the seed. Then you drain first, however you want to do it. Squeeze those balls. You're going to end up with dried little seed balls, size of a coffee. I got 22 out of them, 22 in the batch from 1 gallon. Kids have lots of fun. And you can wrap them up. You know what this came from? Can you guess what it came from? And that's the gift bag, the gift box, because you can make it into a Mother's Day gift. So this year, I hope you can make seed bombs, and I hope that lots of people are going to be planting sunflower seeds because we sure do need to have lots of sunny days and hope and hopefully peace in the future. I'm going to be giving mine away as gifts. So can kids, or they can have a plant sale if you want to. Finally, I want to tell you, seize the day. You can talk BC biodiversity. You can have a fun time with the kids. You can eat worms. You can have a little treat for doing a good job and being good earth helpers. And if you want the recipe for that, I can tell you, I use chocolate pudding, chocolate crumbs, and gummy worms. Get out the crystal, have fun. Stephanie, you're going to tell everybody about invasive species.